Hello YouTube, how you doing Earthlings? I've got to get used to doing this. You'd have thought that by now, after doing all of these videos, I might actually be able to remember which part I'm on before I actually press the record button. But anyway, this is part 7 of my Space Shuttle Columbia and Atlantis AIRFIX versus Revell build-off, and well, I can show you where I've come up to, and this is going to be a solid rocket boosters video basically, but I also want to just show you where I've got up to. But so here we go, and as you can see, space shuttles as far as the eye can see, quite literally. Right, first of all, this is my, no, I'm not going to do that one, that's my Moonraker. For my Moonraker build videos, that can go over there. Be careful with that, because I've just glued on the fuel tanks parts, and I don't want them to come off until they've gone hard. Anyway, right, I've just been seeing someone's videos about them doing the 1/44th, 1 to 1/44th scale AIRFIX Space Shuttle, and he got as far as attaching the wings on, and he actually gave up on the model because he thought it was crap. No, sorry, he'd attached the wings on there. He was trying to fit the payload bay doors, and he got to that point and he thought, well, there's no hinges on them, that's rubbish. Why bother putting all the detail inside if you've just got you haven't got a hinge and you haven't got any way of opening them up? But I think that they just intended for you to either have them open, because they have a stand, and the space shuttle on its booster rockets is supposed to be sitting like that. So I mean, the payload bay doors wouldn't be open anyway. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry, I'm going away. Payload bay doors wouldn't be open anyway. So I think that you either just glue them open or you glue them shut. But I found these to actually fit really well. When I came to the Atlantis, the Revell Atlantis, no, this is just Discovery, because they've done a version in 2020 of the Discovery with booster rockets and a launch pad, and now they've just brought out a shuttle with the booster rockets, launch pad, and all of the tower as well. And they also do a Space Shuttle Atlantis, the orbiter on its own. They're all the same. They're all the same kit. And I'll put this down now, because I think you're probably fed up with looking at my head. Anyway, so I'm having a real problem with trying to fill this gap down here, and I know he had a problem as well. And just judging by the amount of filler, I mean, yeah, granted these wing bits here didn't fit very well at all, and both of the models have got problems with the canopy glass and that, because I've had to rub this down quite a lot. But I don't know about the glass on the top here, because I've had to fill it with a bit of plastic, the same as this bit of plastic down here, because those bits were missing in my kit that I bought second hand. But just the amount of filler work on these doors, and they're still not right down here yet. And all of these dodgy bits down here, there's these holes that were left for some strange reason. And also, he pointed out to me that there's been a glaring mistake on this Revell model. There's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're actually bricks, just different coloured bricks of some of the tiles, but they've decided to do them as big deep depressions here, and they forgot to put them on this side. So I'm going to fill these in, and then I'm going to have to cut out some little templates and spray them in by hand with my airbrush. The AIRFIX version has got them, 4 of them anyway, but they're just sort of just outline things, and I think one of them on the Columbia doesn't exist at all, so these 3 will be painted in. The models, the wings don't fit as well on the AIRFIX as well as they do on the Revell, when there's much more detail on the Revell one on the wings, but there's none on the nose section. On this one here, you've got the outline for where all the paint goes, and then you've got outline for where the front manoeuvring thing section comes out, and you've got the actual holes here for the manoeuvring rockets, but you haven't on the Revell one. I think generally the detail on the AIRFIX is much better. I mean, just the thrusters, the main engine nozzles, I mean, they're just worlds apart, absolutely worlds apart. It's just incredible. And the mini manoeuvring orbital thruster engines, I had to trim out lots of the plastic from in there, and they're still not. They still don't look right to me. The ones they have on the AIRFIX are going to look much better. But anyway, and also he's been doing his build without the OMS, the Orbital Manoeuvring System pods attached, which I think is a very good idea. But it's too late for me because I've already glued them on there. But anyway, the canopy glass here I'm going to have to fill and make sure that's nice and smooth. And also the black is wrong. I should have had it a sort of a grey colour really. So I'm going to redo that. But this has all got to be smooth because this has all got transfers all over it. Whereas this one, I'm going to have to fill it and then paint it all white maybe, and then try and pick out the detail myself, because I'll go back in a sec. I'm just getting my transfer sheets right, because, well, there's all the beautiful transfers I have for the Revell, and apparently this version that I have here, this space shuttle, was released in 2002, and the person that's doing the model online, he had exactly the same version as me, and his transfers, they're all 10 times better than this. The black is too black, and all of the yellow's out of line, and they were much more refined detail, and you can actually read the lettering and the writing. So I think this is just a real duff copy of the transfers I've got, and I'm not very happy about that at all, because I think I'm not going to be able to use most of these detail ones here with all of the escape hatch warning signs and that, and I'm not very happy about that really. I've just discovered that I've just got a naff copy of the transfers, and I mean I've got these ones here, but I'm not doing Enterprise, I'm doing Columbia, and I want all the Columbia detail from the first ever Columbia launch, and I'm not going to be able to do that. Also, I've sort of dry fitted these solid rocket boosters together, and I found that this half of it must have been trodden on at one point, because the whole of this half of the plastic is warped out of shape. I've tried to sort of bend it back into shape. I will get it right eventually, but and while I'm at it, just to show you, this is the detail on the fuel tank from the Revell version, and you get all the ribs down here which appear on the actual space shuttle. But the AIRFIX one, this is this section here, they just decided not to have any rib detail on there at all, but they give you these naff transfers to put on there instead. I mean, I've got some damage on there. I'm not going to use those. I've discovered, because I've been doing this fuel tank from the Moonraker, I discovered that just scoring down with a sharp scalpel with a straight line has given that raised detail, given me that raised detail, the ribs, and I'm really pleased with how they've come out, really. But yeah, that's for another video when I do my Moonraker videos. So yeah, so this video is going to be me, well, yeah, just showing you the boosters. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with Columbia. The Atlantis Space Shuttle transfers should be okay. I should be able to do those fine. That one shouldn't be a problem. But the Columbia ones, I really don't know. I'm going to have to be painting most of the detail. I think I'm going to have to paint around these emergency hatch windows here. I'm going to have to paint all of the detail around the windows. Yeah, most of it's going to have to be painted somehow. I'm going to have to really get my painting head on properly. So, right, let me get these bits out of the way. And solid rocket boosters, which is the main point of this video. Notice with the Revell, they like to have very, very big, 1/2 centimetre wide sprue attachments. And there's lots of them as well, whereas the AIRFIX, they're about 2mm wide, and they're attached in much better places, I think. But anyway, that's just a little problem. I like the way Revell have done their seam line down, and it's hidden behind that bit of piping. I'm not sure about how they've decided that the nose cone should be separate. I'm a bit worried about how that might fit. I've got to take all the sprue bits off first of all before I start trying to squish it all together. And this bit looks, well, they don't fit in there, do they? How's that supposed to work? I'm missing something. Oh yeah, that's the nose cone. Sorry, I'm having a stupid head on there for a second. Yeah, because these bits fit in here. They're the nozzles. They actually look really good. They look better than the, I think, maybe. Well, they're certainly very different. Right, that bit goes inside. Right, okay. Yeah, they're certainly going to be very different comparing the AIRFIX and the Revell one. I don't know which one is more accurate. I'm going to have to tell you about that at a later date when I've put them all together. But I'm kind of wishing I hadn't squished that into there now, because it's a snap fit and that's it. It's in there and it's not coming out. But I've only have to remove the sprues or the sprue bits around here, so that should be okay. There's less surface detail on these by quite a long way. On these you have all these lines, surface lines down here. There's some depressions here where the moulding hasn't come out quite right on the AIRFIX version, and you get the same on the Revell, so that's an equal point to both of them, or equal strike to both of them. But you definitely get more detail on the AIRFIX. But yeah, when I've built them, I'll let you know how they finally look in the next video, which will be, well, hopefully I'll be able to get onto the painting of the orbiters, because I'll have hopefully filled in around the canopy glass, which incidentally the guy in the videos, he thought the AIRFIX was bad compared to the Revell. Well, I already definitely think that all of these gaps you can see here around the Revell one are much worse, and this needed to be taken down by a good millimetre to half a millimetre to a millimetre, and there's going to be a lot of filler work around here I'm going to have to do still. Whereas these ones, they kind of fit nice and flush, and I'm going to have to hardly do any filler work to them. They do tell you in the instructions that you should build the model and then fit the glass, but that's pretty much impossible. You have to fit the glass to each half, which I fortunately did, because I realised that that wasn't going to be working, and I did that, but then you ended up with a gap here, a good millimetre at the top and half a millimetre down the bottom, so that's going to have to be continue to be filled. And I really don't want to have to buy nearly £20 worth of new sets of decals transfers for my Columbia, but I don't know. But anyway, the guy in this video has given me some very good information about which colours to do for the different shades, the different areas of the different types of tiles they're using. So you've got the black ones, and then you've got the white tiles, and then you've got the heat blanket tiles effect. And down here you've got the wings, all different colours as well. This is going to be a sort of a grayer colour, this is going to be white. I was thinking about doing all of the detail with the blankets over the OMS pods, the orbital manoeuvring system pods, but I think I might just do it down the side here for the Columbia. On the first mission, it was only a very small amount of the heat-proof blankets on this area here and the bottom. Atlantis will be a different kettle of fish completely. All the heat-proof blankets are all over here, lots up here, lots along here, along over the wings. There's heat-proof blankets all over the OMS pods. So I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, whether it's going to be too much hassle. I might just do it on the Columbia and leave it on the Atlantis, depending on whether I'm going to choose to buy these transfers or not. I don't know. They're by a Warbird manufacturer, but because the ones that he was using, they're an American company, it's going to cost me a lot of money to get them from America. But these Warbird ones are a version of them, but it appears that there are some things that might go wrong with the attaching of decals. These ones that are made aftermarket, and apparently these ones I have for the AIRFIX are really soft and like to break apart as well. So I'm really not looking forward to doing that at all. So I've got to a point where I was enjoying it, now I'm not enjoying it so much. So I think I'm just going to go on to the solid rocket boosters and the fuel tank and see if I can get those done and finished and ready and waiting for my orbiters, and then just get back onto the orbiters at a later date. How long's this video been? Nearly 20 minutes. So I'm more happy about how my Moonraker's going. Sorry Daisy, you want to get up there, don't you? Sorry. Now she's run away, now I'm trying to move everything away from her. Stuff over there. Yeah, I'm more happy with how my Moonraker's going. This is going to be... I've rubbed off this detail down here because that doesn't appear at all on Moonraker. And I've filled in the... but anyway, I'm not sure we talk about that. That's my Moonraker video. But anyway... I mean, bearing in mind that he took about 1.5 to 2 years to build his 1:144 scale one. What he done, he used the boosters and the fuel tank from the AIRFIX, and then he bought the Atlantis Revell shuttle orbiter on its own and fitted that to these, because these are much better detail, except for the round section without the ribs on it. So he kind of mated two different ones together, but I'm going to be using this one with this. This isn't going to be white, it's going to be sort of different colours, not white. And I'm going to carry on yeah, where I've been filling this and I've been trying to rub it down, bits of the filler have gone inside, so now it rattles. Fortunately, it won't be needing to be rattled about when it's sitting on its fuel tank and boosters when I'm hanging it from the ceiling or attaching it to the landing launch pad. Probably going to attach this one to the launch pad actually. I don't know. Might have my Moonraker on the launch pad and have these two flying next to each other, hanging from the ceiling. That might be an idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to have a look at the Moonraker launch pad, see if it looks anything like the big crawler thing for space shuttles. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Might have to make myself a new, I don't know, might just not use the crawler at all in the launch pad, just because it's going to take a lot of detailing if I want to get it up to what the detail I want on this. I also noticed there's a little thruster here as well that I haven't drilled a little hole for, so I'm going to have to cure that. But yeah, but anyway, it's time to leave me to it. Leave me to my nightmare space shuttle builds. I haven't lost a huge amount of the detail on the wings here. Lost a bit to the front here. There's one line that extended up to here but then stopped. But I think, what's happening there? But I think getting this nice and flat was worth just losing that bit of detail and still keeping all of this nice detail around here. Although this still needs to be sorted out, I think. I've still got a huge lip here. I think I was going to use some filler for that, but I don't know yet. I'm going to look into that and work out what I'm doing. But yeah, so these ones fitted much better, even though there is still a bit of a bulge here where I still need to rub it down a bit. It wasn't anywhere near as prominent as the bulge here, but this one I've sorted out now. I still think the AIRFIX is better, detail wise, shape of the nose wise, because on here you've got the line around where you have the grey carbon nose, and this one you haven't got it at all, so that's all just going to be guesswork, unfortunately, with some masking tape. So I'm going to be having to paint and then leave it for a long time while the paint dries before I start masking, or it's just going to start pulling the paint off, or just key it up with I don't know yet. I'll see. I'll just cross that bridge when I come to it, but though that bridge is far away off in the distance as far as I can see at the moment. Still got I wanted to get the orbiters done first, but I'm just going to focus on getting the solid rocket boosters together and get those painted up now, I think. Anyway, nearly 25 minutes now, so sorry for wasting so much of your time with this rubbish, and take care and thanks for watching. Goodbye.